guys, welcome back to my channel. So it's been a while, but you know, uni life, it comes at you very fast. Today's video, as you can tell from the title, is called Setting Boundaries and Maintaining Standards. Before I start, I just want to say everything I say in this video and every other video on this channel, I'm still learning for myself and I'm still trying to implement into my own life. So what are boundaries? Boundaries are limits and guidelines that we put in our life in order to maintain standards, protect our mental well-being and our physical well-being. These are important because if, as you know that saying, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. It's the same with boundaries. In fact, the two even like intertwine. So if you don't set boundaries for yourself, you allow anything and anyone to disrupt your growth, diminish your standards and steal your peace, to be honest. We should set boundaries in every area of our lives. Things such as personal space, who you allow into your space, who you interact with. This could be verbally, physically. How do they touch you? How do they approach you? How do they speak to you? Does their tone of voice, is it comforting or is it aggressive? Do they benefit you? Do they bring substance? Or are they just weighing you down? Things like boundaries for your time. How are you utilizing your time? Are you doing things you need to do or things you want to do? Or are you just sitting there wasting time, basically, essentially, and just saying like, oh yeah, I have bare stuff to do but I'm not doing it? Like, what's that? And then you have material boundaries. How are you spending money? What clothes are you wearing? What, I don't know, things like that, basically. The music you listen to, the books you read, the shows you watch. Sometimes we think physical things, but sometimes we have to think intangible things, like things you take in and your brain absorbs. The messages that these things have, are they positive? Are they helping you learn? Are they feeding you spiritually, physically, emotionally? Are they good for you? The places you go to, because it's not just about limiting other people and other things, it's about limiting yourself, because this is practicing self-respect. So when you leave places, do you feel fulfilled? Have you learnt a lesson? Do you feel like a better person? Are you growing? Are you just maturing in yourself? Emotional intelligence, emotional maturity. Because these are questions that you need to think about when setting boundaries, because once you start to let those standards slip, then it can all just fall apart. The first way to go about establishing boundaries is to think about what we want for our lives and who we are as a person. Like, not what people say about you, but what you say about yourself. Or in terms of me, what God says about me and what God says who I should be and what I feel like I should be. And when it comes to me, I like to write things down, whether that be list, mind maps, because I feel like when my thoughts are in my face, I process it better, because I don't know why, but I just process it so much better because it's there. And reading it, I'm just like, yeah. And I like to tick things off lists as well, because I feel like a sense of fulfillment when I tick off everything. It's really weird, but yeah. So once you've established these standards, you have to think about ways to protect them, and that's when the boundaries come in. So because these are a reflection of you, you have to think long and hard. So let's go back to the examples that I said before. So with people, interacting with people, when you're interacting with people and say they're talking about something you don't like a conversation you're having, and you don't feel like you want to engage in this conversation, either because it's gossiping or negative talking or something you just don't feel comfortable talking about, do you sit there and feel uneasy within yourself and allow people to essentially control your environment, or do you politely dismiss yourself and walk off and feel like a better person because you know that that conversation isn't what you want to participate in or what you even should be participating? Because I feel like the more you learn to distance yourself from things you like, the stronger you become within yourself as well, and the stronger you become mentally, and you're able to implement these things into your life anyway. Plus the people that you're actually interacting with, as I said before, do these people bring substance? Are they weighing you down? Because yeah, it's nice to think, oh yeah, we can change someone maybe along the line. You can't change, well, you can try to change someone, but the only person at the end of the day that can change anyone is God. So by keeping people in your life, it's easier for people to bring you down with them than you to pull them up where you are. And even if you do manage to change them, by the time you've brought them up to where you are, you're down where they were because you've used all your strength and all your mental strength especially to try and fix them and build them. So it's a thing where you have to distance yourself, because things like peer pressure, negative influences, like just any form of toxicity, I think that's a word, I'm gonna say it's a word, like when they're just around you, as I said, people you let into your atmosphere, when they're around you, how do you feel? Like, if that's bad, you need to, I'm not saying push people out, because, well, I am saying push people out, but I'm not saying push them, like, you know that word, cut people off. I'm not saying be vicious, but sometimes you need to be selfish in order to protect your peace of mind. And it's a thing where, I wouldn't say cut, but you need to eventually like let them know what you're doing, because I don't like this whole mentality about, oh, just cut people off and do. No, you need to let people know, this is who you are, this is what you're doing to me, and this is why we can't stay connected. Like, this is something I've been struggling with, because I find it so hard to let go of people. I think because I'm such a caring person, it's my biggest like good thing, but also my biggest flaw, because I just hate hurting people. No matter how much someone can hurt me, I'm telling you, I will sit there for time thinking, oh my gosh, I need to get away, I need to get away, I need to get away. I won't move until, I remember I saw a quote where it's like, God will try to tell you to let go, but the person has to hurt you so bad in order for you to let go, and that's when you eventually let go. And I don't want anyone to have to get to that point where it hurts so bad, because going through heartbreak, especially with friendships, is like the worst thing ever, and that in itself can be detrimental to your health. So yeah, another example I mentioned before was music we listen to, books we read, and things we watch. So since I was young, I've had a very impressionable mind. I remember when I was a little girl and I watched that movie Snakes on the Plane. So basically, yeah, when I saw the snake coming out of the toilet, asked me if I went to the toilet, used the toilet in my house for how many weeks? No, didn't use the toilet. Didn't. My mum, yeah, every time she tells the story, my mum would sit there and laugh. I wasn't using the toilet. There was no way. Because in my mind, a snake was going to come out of the toilet. And that's why we need to be careful with what we like let into our brains, because even now, like, I watch certain things. I remember I'll be going downstairs to tell my parents, oh my gosh, I had a dream last night, and they'll look at me like, oh, here we go again, because literally my brain, everyone's brain, to be honest, it soaks up information. So we need to be careful with what we feed ourselves. And as I said, this channel is to promote mental well-being especially, so that's why you need to actually be very careful with these things, because while you may think, nah, it's just a song, it's just a movie, it's just a book, nah, G, like, it's actually having an impact on you, whether you would like to think it or not. And I feel as if sometimes we're afraid to set boundaries because we're scared of rejection, we're scared of, I don't even know, we're scared of rejection from other people, we're scared of being left out. We feel guilty from like cutting people off. We feel afraid. Like, I know even with music, so especially, as I said before, I listen to trap music and stuff like that, and I know I shouldn't, like, I don't want to, but I'll have my times where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna fast from music today, like, I'm only gonna listen to gospel music. And then someone will come along like, oh, Tanesha, have you heard that tune? I'm like, no, what song's that? And then they're like, oh my gosh, man, how have you not heard the song? So me being me, I'll feel pressured, and I'll go listen to the song, and then I'll be like, oh my gosh, this is a banger. And then, you know, when you listen to one, you end up listening to more and more and more, and it's just so bad. And then when I'm listening to the music, like, sometimes when I deep the lyrics, I'm like, rah, he's really talking about stabbing his ops, like, this the life I want. Like, that's not the life I even endorse, because when I hear about these things in the news, I'm like, oh my gosh, how can you be stabbing people, But this is the music I'll be screaming at the top of my lungs, and it's actually so bad. And I feel like we need to as I said before, be selfish and not be afraid to be who we are, because in the beginning, remember the quote, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And I feel like we need to set our own standards no matter what people come, oh, how can you not do this, how can you not do that, how can you not have this, how can you not have that. Like, you need to know who you are as a person and love yourself for one, because the things that you allow into your environments, you know who you are, you know your story. You can't let anyone else come and tell you, oh, this is this and you need this and you have this and you should be doing this, because their opinions are really, really irrelevant at the end of the day. It's all easier said than done, but that's life. And 2 verses from the Bible that I chose to sum this up are like 2, I think they're well known, I hope they're well known. I can't remember them, so I'm going to have to read them. First one, Proverbs 4 verse 23, keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Philippians 4, one of my favourite verses, Philippians 4 verse 8, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue and if there be any praise, think on these things. Thank you for watching my video, and remember to subscribe, comment, like and check out my blog. Thank you.